Welcome to Ascension 17, the podcast to assist you in reaching your full abundance potential through spiritual ascension, sponsored by Ascension17.com, the place to go for abundance training, guidance, and multidimensional palmistry. And now here's your host, Cynthia Clark, spiritual mentor.
Hello, beautiful beings of light. I am so excited to be here today. It's a beautiful day here in Sedona, and today we are going to be talking about the Soul Star Chakra. So for those of you who have never heard of this chakra, I actually heard about this a few years ago when I was studying the different energy centers. So most people have heard of the 7 chakras, which are the ones that are located in our bodies. So the term chakra just means energy center, and it spins like a top. You can think of it like that. And so when we access these different energy centers, then we can help to manipulate our own energy field. So there are some chakras that are located outside of the body, and one of these is known as the Soul Star Chakra. And so what I learned about it is that it represents the realm of true spiritual essence. So it helps us to, when we want to think about working with our own spiritual lineage and our spiritual selves. Okay, so of course we have a body, we have a personality, obviously, but we also have a soul. And we have a soul agenda, and that doesn't correspond to our personality. It actually exists outside of our personality. And it's the part of us that's eternal. It's the part of us that is our divine nature, right? Because we are all sparks of the divine. And so this chakra helps to create the pathwork to the soul, and it helps us to acquire advanced spiritual skills. So if you're on the ascension path, which of course you are if you're listening to this, then you are growing and evolving as a soul being. And it's important to connect with our eternal selves when we want to think of that spiritual evolution, right? That's what ascension is all about. And that's also how we can manifest abundance in terms of being in more alignment with our highest potential. It's how we can make the most impact in this world. It's how we can also be the most fulfilled when we bring in that soul energy to merge with our personality and our physical selves, right? So the Soul Star Chakra also helps to unify strings and threads of dimensions, which is kind of it's complicated to think of, but we are multi-dimensional beings. And because of that, we have dimensions that are accessible to us that we don't necessarily see or touch or taste, or we have to access it in a way that is beyond our third dimensional, senses, right? So we've got our taste, our touch, our sight, our smell, our hearing, and then we have the intuitive energies that can come through. That's our psychic senses, right? So as we start to develop our psychic senses, then we're tapping into more of those higher dimensional realms, even though we don't necessarily see it or taste it, or you know what I mean? Like it's beyond that. Okay, so when we connect to the Soul Star Chakra, we are connecting the threads. They call it the threads of dimensions. And so I have been channeling the Pleiaidan Council of Light, and they have been teaching me about this, what they call multidimensional palmistry. They also call it dermatoglyphic epigenetics, which is a big mouthful that most people wouldn't wouldn't necessarily understand. So I'll explain. So the dermatoglyphics are the fingerprint patterns that are located in your palms. And these fingerprint patterns form on your hands 5 months before you're even born. So this is before you have a body. This is before you have a personality. You have a soul imprint, and they are embedded in the type and location of your fingerprints and your palmar prints. So everybody is born with 10 fingerprints, unless they are born with a birth defect or something. And some people will also have prints in their palm. And when they form in specific ways, they will impact you in a soul level throughout your life. So the Pleiaidan Council of Light told me through a meditation that you can access these different energies, like the soul star chakra, from these different dimensional realms, through the palms, through the fingerprints, through the palmar prints. And they call it, that's where the term dermatoglyphic comes from. And then the term epigenetics has been around for a while, right? Bruce Lipton has done a ton of work on it, and working with the subconscious and helping people to change their belief systems. Because if we can change our belief systems, we can change our reality. That's one of the aspects of our reality, is our thoughts. Another aspect, of course, is our emotions, our actions, and our reactions. So when I look at changing reality, I look at all of those things. So the term epigenetics is simply indicating that we have genes that we have within our body, within our biological system, that we can activate or deactivate. Okay, so if something is activated, it's turned on, it's working, it's functioning. And if something is deactivated or just not activated, then it's not going to affect us, right? So this is why it's very, very important to think of when we want to look at something that, maybe you've thought you've been predisposed to a certain illness or predisposed to a certain problem from your ancestral lineage, which we'll talk about in a future live stream. But for your own personal biological system, your DNA, you can work with it from this higher dimensional realm, and you can work with it with the palm portals. So this is what the Pleiaidan Council of Light has been teaching me, and it's something that I've been working with myself and my family. And I've been working with hands now for about 15 years. So this is just an extension of my knowledge of hands and hand reading. So they told me that you can access the portal of self lineage through the right Jupiter finger. Okay, so we have you can think of all the fingers as different aspects of who you are. Okay, Jupiter, the index finger, is the finger of self. Okay, so right Jupiter, particularly this fingerprint, is going to show you your lineage. Okay, so you can learn if you have ET lineage, for example. You can learn if you're, are the Pleiadians related to you, or are you connected to the Andromedans or the Arcturians or the Sirians. There's different ET groups that are assigned to Earth to assist us in our own ascension, because they are already operating on a higher dimensional realm, and we are working towards the same trajectory. All right, so that's where we are right now. And it's very important to focus on these things so that we can create the highest potential in ourselves. All right, so this is the energy of the right Jupiter finger. So I would like to show you how we're going to activate that. And we're also going to, I'd like to go over some crystals that are also beneficial for working with the soul star chakra. And by the way, if you missed last week, I did do a talk on activating your soulmate energy. So every week I'm trying to do a new live stream. It's a lot of fun. And also we have next week coming up, we're going to look at the cosmic heart. So we're going to activate the cosmic heart energy. So anyway, I hope you're having a good time with these live streams. I know I'm enjoying sharing some of my meditations because these are sometimes even I don't fully understand how they're how they work. It's just really interesting. So anyway, you can access your right Jupiter. Okay, so what I want you to do right now is we want to look at this upper portion too, by the way. We don't want to do just any old part. We want to look at that fingerprint portion, right? That upper portion. This is also known as your zone of ideals. And so when you look at that zone on your hand, you can look and see how clear it is. If it doesn't have any horizontal lines running through it, that's an indication that it's clear. And if it has vertical lines, that would be more of an indication like it's got flow. Okay, so when you look at that fingerprint, take a look at just the quality of it to start with, okay? And we're not going to talk about the different types of fingerprints today. That gets to be rather complicated. But what I want you to do right now is just, we're going to open it up, okay? So you can just take your opposite thumb finger and just like massage it. And this just kind of wakes it up, okay? You can use any finger really to do that. And then you want to say, right Jupiter, portal open, so that I may access my birthright of divine lineage. Okay, so you can just repeat that after me. And this will help to open up this portal, okay? So all 10 of your fingerprints, by the way, will be portals. And like I said, also you'll have them inside your palm for specific people. Not everybody has palmar prints, but some people do. So, okay, so once we get that open, then we're going to be ready for our invocation. So let me just read to you what the Pleiadians told me, and then we'll go ahead and do the process together. So they said, we, the Pleiaidan Council of Light, would love for you to share some of our transmissions with those with ears to hear. For it is through you we speak and wish to assist as many as we can who may not be in knowingness or ease. Okay, so they really want to help us be in more harmony and ease, and they're helping us to ascend. But of course, not everybody is going to be able to hear them, right? So they said, an important cycle has just completed, and you are getting ready to accelerate your spiritual growth and development. There is no need to worry or stress at all, for you have done the work required to be exactly where you are now. For those who wish to also focus on ascension and enlightenment, it is always good to cleanse your soul star chakra and feel the alignment to the cosmic heart. Okay, so they're referring to the cosmic heart, and they do this a lot, by the way. The cosmic heart is, of course, the divine oneness energy that we are all a part of. Okay, so we have our individual pathways, right? Our individual ascensions, our individual work, and our karma and all that. But then we also have the cosmic heart, the higher consciousness. Okay, so here's what they said. Your soul star chakra is located on your Jupiter fingertip, the zone of ideals. Okay, just like what we just talked about. Here is an invocation you may use while touching this part of your finger to your human heart area. Okay, so I get a lot of invocations from the higher dimensional realms, and they call these words of power. Okay, so we as individual soul beings, we have free will to do what we wish. And this is part of the earth pathway. And so they really want us to use it in a way that's positive and helps our soul growth and helps us on our ascension path. And so they give me these different invocations to access different things and to work with different things. So this is the one for connecting to our soul star chakra. Okay, so we take that Jupiter finger and we just bring it down to our heart. Okay, so I'll lift up right here. So just hold it, the pad of your right Jupiter, right over your heart energy. Okay. And then we're going to say this invocation, and you can just say it to yourself or you can say it out loud if you like. Soul star, connect to my heart star. I am aligned both here and afar. Cleanse and purify so I may see all that is meant to co-create through me. And so it is. All right, let's do that one more time. Soul star, connect to my heart star. I am aligned both here and afar. Cleanse and purify so I may see all that is meant to co-create through me. And so it is. Okay, and then take a deep breath in. Keep holding that Jupiter finger on your heart. And just feel that energy coming into your heart. All right. So, and then they went on to say that this is a very useful process to do when you are not sure of which direction to go in next. And then they encourage me to go ahead and try it out. So that's the process. And I also wanted just to mention a few crystals that can also assist. Ever since moving to Sedona, I've been working with the crystals, and I was told in a hypnosis session that I could communicate directly to the crystals, and they would tell me what they were good for and what they did. And I've also been working with different grids, and I've been creating different grids. So potentially, if you're interested, you could create your own grid to activate this soul star chakra, and you could do this whole procedure with this with these crystals. Okay, so I'm going to take you through just a couple of them here. We've got charoite, which is this really beautiful purple and black crystal. This one comes from Russia, and this one is all about individualization. Okay, and I'm going to just read to you what it told me that it's good for. All right, so it says, "Let my purple flame show you your unique light. All humans are part of the divine, but each expresses this individually. I can assist you in reclaiming that which is your uniqueness, your specialness, your personal expression that wants to leak out. Celebrate your authentic self with me at your side. No longer dependent on others for direction or validation, but recognizing your true value, worth, and purpose." Okay, so this is a really good one to use when you want to just know more about who you really are. And ultimately, that's what the soul star chakra is helping you with. All right, so the next one is the one that I actually thought of first. It's moldavite. So moldavite is this really cute little green. It's sort of like a kind of an olive green color. And this one does not come from Earth. This is an extraterrestrial crystal. And this one says, "I assist starseeds to feel grounded in their planetary purpose. Most starseeds have a hard time fitting in with other humans. This is natural due to their origins. Call on me to reconnect your soul star chakra and know that you play an important role in the ascension of the planet. Do not take to heart the lack of consciousness around you, but stay true in your own knowingness that you are loved and cherished for being you." So this one is really good if you feel like you don't fit in with other people. And it helps to actually ground you in your own divine, eternal self. Okay, so I have a Moldavite necklace, by the way, that I wear, and I just love the way it feels. It's amazing. Okay, and then we have Septarian is our next one. And Septarian is actually kind of cool looking from both sides. So on the one side, it's kind of cracked open and it's got sort of this black fuzziness to it, sort of like an egg. And then the back side has all of these different little puzzle pieces that are kind of put together. And it's a lovely crystal. So this is my Septarian. And it says, I crack open the truth of your eternal self, opening a doorway to walk through in your next stage of evolution. Call on me when you have reached a plateau in your awareness and are ready to see beyond your own self-imposed limitations. I bring a renewed sense of confidence and self-expression. All right. And by the way, if you don't have any of these crystals, you can connect to them energetically. And I actually learned about that from the Arcturians. They told me that you don't have to have a physical specimen to connect with its vibration. So the next one is silver. And I don't have a piece of silver here, but you know what silver looks like. Okay, so it's in all of our jewelry, right? It's probably in my jewelry. Okay, it says, I shine the lunar pathway of soft receptivity and gentle nudging of the intuitive self. Call on me to help you go inward and gain new insights on what you are perceiving. There's always underlying messages that shimmer through the subconscious. Let these messages gently emerge in my safe and calm embrace. So it helps you, again, to go inward, helps you connect to your intuitive self, so that you can receive these messages. And the last one that I want to talk about is called Angel Aura Quartz. And this, I actually, I found this really adorable unicorn recently. And Angel Aura Quartz is a heat-treated crystal. They use like titanium or gold or platinum. They use like a precious metal, and they heat treat the quartz. So it gets kind of this beautiful shimmery color to it. And Angel Aura Quartz told me this. It said, my angelic presence is here to comfort you and guide you in the vibrational path of your pure potentiality. I can assist you in recognizing your divine self, the soul self who has chosen to come to earth in service. Together, we can help you choose the most loving pathway for your soul. So I feel like Angel Aura Quartz is super gentle and very supportive. So I love all of those. So anyway, you can use those in a grid. You could definitely use that invocation in a grid as well to connect to your soul star chakra. And it's a beautiful process that you can do. So like I said, next week we're going to be working on the cosmic heart activation. And we are going to be going through another process that I learned in one of my meditations. And also, if you're interested, I invite you to take a free quiz that I created called What is Your Abundance Archetype? And you can just go to ascension17.com to find that quiz. And it's based upon your hand shape archetypes. So your hand shape forms by the time you're about 5 or 6 years old. And that is going to impact you throughout your life. So it definitely is good to know what your archetype is so that you can be as abundant as possible in this lifetime. So it's very, very helpful. And it's, as always, it is such a pleasure to be here for you. And I can't wait to work with you all again next week when we connect to that cosmic heart. So until then, I wish you having a beautiful, beautiful day and rest of your week.
Thanks for tuning in to Ascension 17. Are you interested in ascending your personal challenges and limitations? Are you ready for your year of abundance and miracles? Just go to Ascension17.com and take our free quiz. What is your abundance archetype? To discover your personal abundance formula and start on your abundance path today.